ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಕೌನ್ಸಲಿಂಗ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೈ ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೈಕನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಸರ್, ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಚನ್ನವೀರ್. ಸೊ ಕೇಳಿ, ಯಾ, ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ if it happens like last year for NEET, wherein the counseling started for NEET from Jan or Feb. Now already engineering courses, they might have completed the counseling. Then a candidate might be aspirant for NEET. So what happens in that case?
That's what I told you. No. So this year that will not repeat once again, because last year NEET took place in the now October, November. Now the NEET examination is over. You are all waiting for that. So there is a link between engineering seat allotment and medical allotment. Before the last round, they are going to announce the NEET result and first round of medical allotment. If it is so, no problem. You can do that.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರು?
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್, KCD ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟಲ್ಲಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಸರ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಮಾಪ್ ಅಪ್ ರೌಂಡ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನನಗೆ ಈ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ತನಕನೂ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫೇ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ರೌಂಡ್ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೀಟ್ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಈಗ UVCನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ 1200ಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇ ರೌಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀಟನ್ನು ಉಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸೆಟ್ಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. 5000 ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವನು ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 1200 ಟು 4900 ತನಕ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೇರೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ 5000 ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನನಗೂ 5000 ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದಟ್, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ವೈಸ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆರ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್.
ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ.
ಎಸ್,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ.
ಸರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಸರ್.
Yes.
Seat matrix, how frequently you will be updating, sir? Seat matrix ನೀವು.
ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್
ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೀಟ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವರಿ ರೌಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಸೀಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 65,000 ಸೀಟು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡಲ್ಲಿ 20,000 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸೀಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 65,000 ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಫ್ 20 ಅಂತಂದರೆ 45,000 ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಯಾವ ಸೀಟ್ಸು ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್.
ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಸೀಟ್ ಅಲಾಟ್.
ನೋ. ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೂರು ಸರಿ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ಗೂ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಹಲೋ,
ಒನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಇರ್ತದ?
ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನೀವು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ನಾನು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ರಿಯಲ್ ಗುರ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ.
ನೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ನೀವು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್
ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೈ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದ್ದವ್ರು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡ್. ಅವ್ರು ಟೈಮ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ರೌಂಡ್ 1 or 2 days ಟೈಮ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನೀವು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ದಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 1 day ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ರಶಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ದಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ಮಾಕ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್.
ರೈಟ್
ಸರ್, ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ರಿಪೀಟರ್ಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗೊಂದಲ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ KE
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕೆ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಕಾಲ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಫೀಸ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಫೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಫೀಸು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೋಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನೋಟಿಫೈಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೆ ವಿಲ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್.
ಎಸ್ ಮಾ.
ಇದು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸು,
ಪಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮೀ,
ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ 2020 ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ 21 ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಸತಿ 50-50 ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 21 ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಯಾವುದು
ನೋಡಿ, 50-50 ಆಗಲಿ 100 ಆಗಲಿ ರ್ಯಾಂಕೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 5 ವರ್ಷದ ರ್ಯಾಂಕು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅನಲೈಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಆಲ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ದರ್ಸ್ಕಾಲ್ ಇದು ಏನು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅನಲೈಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರು RV ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 100ಗೆ 100 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಈ ಸೀಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಅದು 105, ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷ 105 ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ 110 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, 110ನೇ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಗೆ 100ಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 95ಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟಿವ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ 1ಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ 5 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಇದೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಸರ್, ಈ ಸತಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಡೋಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟೇ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ದೇ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ದು ಏನಾಗತ್ತಮ್ಮ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೀವೇ ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಿ ಫೈನಲ್. ನನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಮಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿ ಅದು ಸಿಗದೆ ಇರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ಸು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಡಮ್ಮಿ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಬೈ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಗುಡ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದೇ ಮೇ ಪುಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಬೋ ಯು. ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮಗಿಂತ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇರೋರು ಅದೇ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ದಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಟ್, ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ರೈಟ್, ಇದು 2 ದಿನ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಅನೇಕ ಅನುಮಾನಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಎಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನೇ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ KE ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟಲ್ಲೇ ನಾನೇ KEನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ 1 ಅವರ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ವೈರೀಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅನೌನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಬಿಲೀವ್. ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಅದೇ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ KE. Right now I am not in KE, I am the principal of government college. I was there for quite a long time. So based on my experience and based on the previous procedure, so I have explained here. I think this is ಏನಾದ್ರು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಯುವರ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಶುರುವಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 3 ಸರಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ 3 ಸರಿ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. ಏನೇ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ವಿಸಿಟ್ KE ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೊ ಮಚ್.
ಪರವಾಗಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ಫರ್ಸ್ಟ್ನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ರವಿ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಅನುಮಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಹರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್
ಸರ್, ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು NewsFirst ಚಾನಲ್. ಸತಿ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಹಲವಾರು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊಂದಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಿಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮರ್ತೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ದೀಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹವ್ conducted this program. And once again I thanks to the NewsFirst channel to have given me an opportunity to deliver few things about KE process. Thank you so much.
ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 3 ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ NewsFirst ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ CEO ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿನಾಯ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಯೂ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ VTU. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಗೋಡ್ಬೋಲೆ, CEO, Wenger and Watson INC. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಶಂಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್, ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ಮೂವರು ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ನ CEO ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗಲೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕರಿಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ನೀವು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಪೋಷಕರಾಗಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿರುವ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನಿಂದ ನಾವು ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೈಕ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್. ನಾವು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ. ಪ್ಯಾನಲಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿನಾಯ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಯೂ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ VTU ಸರ್, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೆ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಗೋಡ್ಬೋಲೆ, CEO, ವೆಂಜರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ಸನ್ INC ಸರ್, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಶಂಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್, ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಬಿನಾಯ್ ಸರ್ ತಮ್ಮಿಂದನೇ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಏನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರೋ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಪಾಸ್ಔಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿದೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? ತಮ್ಮ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, when it comes to admissions, first question to the college authorities will be, placement will be there or not. So that is one aspect. Another important aspect, that is the moderator has asked the question, the industry academia gap. My straightaway answer to this question is, this industry academia gap will be there. It is very difficult to fill the gap only with the efforts by the academia. we need the support of other ecosystems also to fill this gap. I will tell you a simple example. Why this industry academia gap exists? The reason is technology is developing on a faster scale. Minute by minute, second by second, innovations are happening in this world. Academia, when we frame the syllabus, it is not possible for any university to change the curriculum within a semester system or within a span of 1 year time. It is not possible. So what is the solution? The solution is, in fact, the industry should come to the academia, and the industry should, there should be opportunity for the students and even for the faculties also to understand what the industry is expecting. That is the reason why Visvesvaraya Technological University, we have given a suggestion to the colleges that each and every college should have an industry hub in the institution. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Karisithappa sir, about 3 years back itself, he has given instructions to the colleges that each college should have an industry hub. With this industry hub, what we meant to say is the frequent interaction between industry and academia should happen. Students must undergo internship. We know that how much of difficulties the students are facing, but now the situation has changed. Through these industry hubs, the students are getting opportunity to do internship. And also, people from industry explain to them that these are the kind of developments happening and these are the skills you should acquire to get a job in our company. We as teachers, sometimes we have our own limitations in teaching the latest technology. Why? Because it is because of the mindset of the students. If a teacher teaches anything apart from the syllabus, the students won't accept it. They will say that it is not there in the syllabus and it won't come in the examination, because the students' mindset is like that. They want to study only what is there in the syllabus and in the point of view of examinations. So we need to, we are doing our level best to change the mindset of the students, in the beginning itself. Now see, we made it mandatory that first year and second year at the beginning, the college should do orientation program to the students, convincing them that what they should do to become employable. And in that orientation program, most of the colleges, they bring in experts from the industry and interactions do happen. So these are the ways in which we are trying our level best to bridge the gap. And another thing is, now in VTU, our system is in the syllabus framing committee, board of studies. Each and every courses in the board of studies, there are experts from industry. So that is how we are bridging the gap. So in Visvesvaraya Technological University, whether it is in the case of syllabus framing, industry academia, interactions in the institutions, in all these respects, we are bringing in new measures and we are trying to bring in agility. I also wanted to tell this to all of you. The single mantra which is going to be among the future generation is agility. Agility means how quick we are in adapting to the changes which is happening in the economy. Industries are agile. Why? Because unless otherwise they change, they adapt the new technologies, what is happening, or the expectations of the customers. If they are not changing, they will not be able to make profit, they will not be able to survive. So organizations are agile. In the same, in pace with that, it is not possible for academia to be agile unless otherwise, other forces pitch into the to the academics and help the students. So we have taken many measures in Visvesvaraya Technological University. We have taken many measures to bridge the gap, and maybe in coming years, definitely to certain extent, we'll be able to bridge the gap.
Right.
Thank you.
Darshan sir, you are in the other end. ಜನರನ್ನು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಅನುಮಾನಗಳು. ಈಗ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ರೀತಿಯ ಪೇ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇರುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಅಟ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇದು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಥರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ?
Thank you. So I think there are a couple of things which I can speak about this. If you ask me, I can share my experience, right? See, academics are very important. Whatever it is, in whether you do engineering or medical, academics are very, very important. It's important to work hard during engineering days and be technically little sound. That's very, very important. If you go and apply your resume, right, people will look at your academics. I'm not saying that if you don't have 75% or first class in distinction, you will not get a job. You will get a job. But academic plays a 60-70% important role. That's one. Second, what is very important is, what kind of willingness you have. See, today I think many companies, right, whether it is Amazon, Google, Uber, Ola Electric, there are so many companies who are hiring good engineers, right? They don't look at just skill, right? You have some skill in engineering, that's good. But what is that extra that you have done in engineering, right? For example, if a chance is given to me in Wenger Watson, what kind of person we hire, I will end up hiring a average academic person, but if he is a great problem solver, right? If as sir said, I think if they have done some good internship work, I'll be more than happy to hire. If they have developed a software themselves, right, and it was recognized by some institutes, right, I'd be willing to hire. Right? So I think when you are in engineering, can you develop those, can you take up those initiatives, can you develop those entrepreneurship skills, right? Then I think you will end up getting a good job. Second, madam asked about the salary. My suggestion is, do not be hell-bent on, I want this salary only. It's not going to work out. Because when you pass out from college, right, it's not that, you can dream for a 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs packages, right? There are jobs available. But what you need to dream about is, how much will I learn, right? What will I learn and get as an outcome from this company, right? Even if it is a slightly unheard company or a small organization, right? Need not be always Amazon, Google, right? Go ahead and join these kind of companies. That's my suggestion. Salary, you put it as a third or fourth priority, right? Because all these companies, when you start learning, right, especially the private companies, right, when you start learning, I think the growth happens automatically, we have seen, right? So salary should not be a constraint for us to pick up any job. Just go ahead, analyze what kind of job you are doing. And the third very important point is, see, for example, in mechanical engineers, right? See, you won't get a design architect job all of a sudden, right? In Maruti Suzuki or in any of the companies. You won't get a job where you will become a driverless vehicle engineer, right? So all these companies, whether it is mechanical, civil, computer science, any a stream you choose, you will have to start doing lot of operational job to learn basics, Like for example, if I am a sales guy and if I am interested in sales, I just cannot dream for a national sales head role as a fresher. I have to do sales.
Who's been an inspiration for many youngsters like me. And it is also a great honor for us to launch Project English Dream Flagship Lit Skills Learning's ultimate project for all the rural school kids.
What do? They give lot of dummy project works. Now if you are not ready to execute some of those basic level operational things which will make you very strong, then it's very difficult to go further, right? So I think these are my inputs, right, on the salary and the willingness to make things happen, right? I think if the problem solving skills, the analytical skills, right, I think if these things are there with a budding engineer, trust me guys, getting a job is not a problem today. And trust me, all the things what you are hearing about recession may come and hit to India, don't worry, no recession is going to hit India. We are constantly watching that every now and then because we are a recruiting firm, right? No recession, no downturn. I think India is very well placed. Engineers will have amazing job for next 10 years. Just that you have to, uplift your attitude, then I think it will work out. I think that would answer the question.
Vidya ma'am, as Darshan sir was saying, ಈಗ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗಳದ್ದು ಕೇವಲ ಈ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ರಿಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗೋ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹುಶಃ ಒಂದು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವೇನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
I'm just going to take off from what the industry spoke a little while ago. I think there is no dearth of jobs today, and there is no dearth of jobs, especially when it comes to engineers. So you began this, your first question was that, and for a placement head to be speaking about it is quite a tricky answer. I think what happens at this particular stage is there's a lot of parental pressure, point one. Our earlier speaker who was speaking before us, he was talking to us about choices. He said, Volle college yaudu, first round keli, parents atira keli, friends atira keli. So it's all about choices. And these are the choices that not only the student makes, it is a parent who's conditioning the student to make. So the first thing starts with that choice, and the choice has to be left at some point to the student. Otherwise, the student will never take responsibility. Second is, when you define a Volle college doesn't mean that placements is the only determinant for a Volle college. To be well placed by the placement office or the placement heads for that matter, what is important is the right set of skills. So the placement record may show 75%, 85%, 90%, 100% placements and more. But to place a student with that 100% placements for a college, they would have invested a lot of time on skill building, So for me, a Volle college would mean a college that would build on beyond the classroom teaching, From the beginning, we parents will say, 10th standard on the agli, on the Volle percentage barli, Volle college sigli. Once they are in the 11th standard, then our worry is the Volle engineering medical college sigli. That is our priority. And that priority we transfer it to the child. And the child is conditioned to think about, I am studying engineering only to be placed well. Now, placements will be afforded by every college. But to reach that placement level, there is a certain level of skill building that a child has to have. Now that skill building, as he rightly put it, cannot be done by the textbook or the curriculum or by the teacher alone. A teacher is not like a Harry Potter magician, They can't produce magic inside the classroom. They need to ensure that the child goes beyond the textbook, beyond the curriculum, and builds those skill sets. Now what are the skill sets that you require? Let me think of your industry itself, You need to have your presence, so beautifully dressed, the kind of color combinations, whatever, your confidence level, your ability to speak and connect with the people, and your ability to coordinate, research, analyze. Engineering is all about it. Engineering is not a textbook based learning, you know. Engineering requires a researcher's mind. Engineers are the ones who engineer things, so they get into the grassroots level and come up. To go to the grassroots level and come up, you require that kind of bent of mind where you are researching. So you learn to build on your language skills, you learn to build on your confidence levels, you learn to network with people, you learn to understand when you are interning also what is it that is required. Now these skills cannot be taught within the classroom. So if parents are going to say it's only placements that will tell me this is a Olle college, that is wrong. How many skills can that college afford? How many good faculty with that kind of a research experience that college can bring forth? And how interesting that communication between the teacher and the student is made by the college is going to determine a Olle college. But having said that, my first reference to all the youngsters over here would be the reference to that movie 3 Idiots. I think it very aptly brought out an engineer's life. The ones who did only the textbook reading never was successful. It is the one who was a maverick who went beyond the classroom, researched, brought in a lot more life into his system, networked, had the human element in him, was confident and was able to communicate. That is the person who becomes a true engineer. And I think these are the skills that parents should look forward to, not simply say that this is a college that gives me 100% placements. A placement officer cannot place a student. It is a student who has to place himself. So it's a reversal of role that happens. And I think as long as parents understand it and we educators understand it, and the industry absorbs only those people, you know, those who are not only the percentage scorers, as he said, but those who will look beyond the percentage and beyond it. So I think this is a platform where parents have to think about, okay, not only placements, what are the other skills that this college, and do a lot of research. The student also does a lot of research, and I think that is what makes a good mix of an engineer. That's what I feel.
Right. Vijay sir, ಈಗ ಏನೇ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಸೋಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಓಕೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆನ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ VTUಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಗಳಿದೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಕೆರಿಯರ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ?
As I mentioned earlier, it all depends on the mindset. But ultimately for parents, what they want after the education of their children, they want to see them in a good place, good company. They should start earning. That is the mindset of the parents. I've seen from morning I was sitting here and I was observing the parents. The first question to each and every college, is CS is there or not? Computer science. Now everybody is behind computer science, and there is a mindset. The trend is like that. If it is computer science, you will get a job. So I just want to tell you that our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir in the morning, he has rightly mentioned, there is no superior branch and there is no inferior branch. It all depends on the candidate, their interest. That is why I said, that sir has rightly mentioned about the attitude of both parents and children should be changed. And with respect to the question, the placement opportunities, in each and every college, I think almost all the colleges, since this aspect is very important, placement is important, because now things have become, the trend is like that. If the college all projects that 100% placement means it is easy for them to get admissions. So that is the things have become like that. So that is why all the colleges, they have their own placement cell. Individual colleges, they have their own placement cell. And in Visvesvaraya Technological University, one advantage is, apart from this individual college placement cells, we have a central placement cell established in VTU in our regional office Nagarbavi. What we do is, it's a common platform for the placement needs of the students of all our 200 plus affiliated engineering colleges. And also in VTU we have 4 PG centers in Mundenahalli, Gulbarga, Mysore and Belgavi, and also we have one constituent college, that is UBDT College of Engineering, Davangere. So this central placement cell is working for the benefit of the placement needs of all the VTU affiliated college students. So basically what we do is we organize pool campus drives, and the benefit is everybody, all the students, all the eligible students, whether it is, earlier there was a distinction between Tier 1 colleges, Tier 2 colleges, rural college students were not getting opportunity. That was the situation, about 4 or 5 years back. Companies were visiting only accredited institutions, and these accredited institutions were only Tier 1 colleges. They were not ready to give opportunity for the rural students. But through the efforts of centralized placement cell, now the situation has changed. Almost all companies are giving equal opportunity for all the students. So you need not have to be crazy in, so the so-called, some, I don't want to mention the names, this, my child should get admission in this, so and so. Sometimes the parents, even through CET, if they get admission also, they won't take, because that college is not good. Instead of that, see, per year 10 lakhs rupees they pay, they don't mind to pay, and to take in some premier institution, thinking that then only a child will get placement. So now the situation has changed. If the student is ready to work hard, then equal opportunity everybody is getting. So there is a bright future for all of you. Only thing is there should be positive attitude, and you should be ready to work hard. Then opportunity is yours.
ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿಲ್ ದಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್? ಈ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೀವು ಜಾಬ್ ಕೊಡೋರಾಗಿ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ವಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ?
ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ತುಂಬ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕಂದರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಇವಾಗ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅ ಬುಕ್ಕಿಶ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೈಟ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ರೈಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ರೆಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ program is the key one. Second, where you have to also do some homework, right, before taking up an interview or trying to decide whether what kind of job I want. Andre ivaga, see, social media is a key, I think, in talent acceleration community alli. Ivaga, for example, LinkedIn, I don't know how many of you have your profiles on LinkedIn, right? ಇವಾಗ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅ ಆಸಮ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್, ರೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ಇನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? They will showcase their talent, right? I took an initiative on this thing, right? I am a great communicator. I am a self-driven personality. ನೀವು ಈ ಥರ ಏನಾರು ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಬಿಗ್ ವೇ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ I have seen few programs, they promote a lot of these test taking platforms. ಇವಾಗ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ವಿ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ನಾವು ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್. ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಕಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೆಟಲ್, ರೈಟ್? ಹ್ಯಾಕರ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಹ್ಯಾಕರ್ ಅರ್ತ್, ರೈಟ್? ಈ ಥರ ಸುಮಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೋಡಥಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ, ಹ್ಯಾಕಥಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಕೋಡ್ ಶೆಫ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. I am talking too much towards computer science because ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ತುಂಬ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ವೇರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ just log into their website and you can practice a lot, right? For example, civil engineering alli lot of jobs are there in structural engineering today, civil alli, but you don't get good structural engineers, right? Either they unnecessarily ask a lot of compensation because they are laterals. So what do? So today if you see, lot of IT and non-IT companies are looking forward to hire good freshers. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಲಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿದು. ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಹೈರಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್. 50,000-60,000 ಫ್ರೆಷರ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ನಾನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ಹೋಮ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ acceleration programs help a lot, and I think as everybody said, I think they can showcase their entrepreneurship attitude before they get into the interview setup.
True. Vidya madam, ಈ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಆಸ್ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ VTU ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್ ಸರ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ, ಒಬ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಡಿಸೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ಯಾರಲರ್ ಮೈನರ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಇದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆರ್ ಅದು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಥರ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ? ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಇದನ್ನು?
No, I think the beauty of the NEP and the new engineering, the dimension that engineering education is taking today is that they are moving into these electives, So fashion design may be my passion. I think today Dr. Sahasrabuddhe had written an article in the Hindu, I think it was, about how don't only focus on computer science engineering, there are other programs also will enhance your skills. But engineering is one program where they brought in the minors and the majors and all the other electives. So in those electives, there is some kind of what shall I say, a very intrinsic kind of a talent that is there in you. So if you have that talent, then engineering is one field of study where you can actually digress and take up that also to de-stress your mind from what you would have otherwise thought of only in terms of engineering. So an engineering student today gets to do electives in management, he does design, he does creative writing program, he does a little bit of humanities, liberal arts, art for that matter, music, there are colleges that offer music. So this kind of a balancing, that enhancement of these skills, building the holistic personality of the student is what I think is very important for the market today. And I think there is a lot of scope for students to pursue it.
Right. Vijay sir, ಈ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತನಾಡೋದಾದರೆ, ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಫಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಈ ಓಪನ್ ಹೌಸು ಅಥವಾ ಟೆಕ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅನೇಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ?
Definitely. So see, all these aspects what we are discussing to enhance the skill development of the students are there in VTU syllabus. We have incorporated all this, and even we are giving credits for such kind of extra curricular activities as well as extra certification courses. If they do, we give credit for that. There are thousands and thousands of courses are available in MOOC courses are there, massive open courses are available.
I think even Coursera and the others.
Coursera and so many, thousands of courses are available. Sometimes what will happen, the students, due to peer pressure, as I mentioned earlier, due to pressure from the parents or peer pressure, they land up in one branch. And they may not be really interested. And in between, after studying for 1 year or 2 years, it is not practical for them to leave that course and go. So such kind of students, it's an opportunity for them to go for this, this kind of certification courses, in the area in which they are interested. And also we provide, we provide due credit for the students to attend seminars, various national as well as international seminars they have to go and attend. So we are doing all these exercises. And also with respect to this internship is concerned, the whole idea of internship is, apart from what they study from the classroom, they should know what exactly is happening in the industry. They should get hands-on experience. Otherwise, if that is not there, means once they pass out and once they get a job, and it will be a shock for them, because what they are actually seeing in the job is different from what they have studied. So they should get an exposure. But unfortunately, we need to, I think, this kind of platforms, news channels like you, can do a lot of things in this respect. My request to all of you and to the organizations. Most of the times what we have seen is, our idea, everybody knows, see, the students should get hands-on experience. But when the students approaches the companies, some of the companies or most of the companies, they don't entertain the students. So it's not a healthy practice. That is the reason why in the beginning I said only academia cannot do magic here. So we need the support of the industry. So now through higher education department, through the government departments, we have already conveyed, VTU has already conveyed this, and information has gone to all the MSME and other agencies, ITPT departments. They all are working now, and we need the cooperation of the industry. See, for another example, I will tell you, industry visits are there. In our curriculum, it is there. The industry visits. We take the students, especially MBA students, we take them to a company, to an industry, and we give them exposure. The unfortunate thing is, most of the companies, they don't entertain industry visits nowadays because they are busy with their business. So my humble request is, we need the cooperation of all these stakeholders for improving the situation.
Darshan sir,
I think just to add on to what he said, I think parents also should be equal stakeholders here, because when they say, my daughter is a VTU student, so I can talk for it. When they have internships, which is such a serious kind of process, in engineering, what happens is the parent will say, oh, I have a civil firm of my own, so you just take one certificate from me and go. This project is from me and go. So I think that is where you dilute the entire thing. And like he rightly put it, I remember when my daughter was interning, they just told her that you come here, oh, you're an intern, you just sit over there. So, that industry support comes in when they actually learn to get in there and the industries open up and allow them to work and learn certain skills. For the students also, there's a piece of advice on that they must also take this internship seriously and build a rapport with that industry. Otherwise, that industry is lost for them. The future is lost for them in that industry.
ಇವತ್ತು ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಈ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದರ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪೇಡ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಕಂಪನಿಗೂ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕೆಲಸ ತೆಗೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪೇಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ಪು ಅದು in future it may turn into the permanent career. So idr ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ thoughts?
I think there is nothing called as free. It should be paid, in my opinion. See, it again depends on company to company. ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ we give them live projects when they come for an internship. We literally give them live projects. Live projects are those projects which is run by my colleagues on a day-to-day basis. We give it to them. Of course, we help them how to do that, how to execute that, right? And I think honoring that project, I think definitely can motivate that intern a lot. And of course, if the company is looking at a meritorious angle, right? And if they have a real need to hire this person, I think the chances of they becoming a permanent employee is 100%, if you ask me, right? I think paid internship will definitely help, madam, right?
See, in this direction, I just want to add one point. Vishwashree Technological University, we have gone one step ahead in this aspect with respect to this paid internship. Now we started convincing the companies, you please select the students when they are in the 7th semester. And now onwards, sir has Honorable Education Minister has rightly mentioned that we are going to give them one full semester, 6 months internship. Last probably the 8th semester, the entire semester they will do
30 plus weeks of internship.
Internship. So this year it worked actually. Some of the companies, they came forward, and in the 7th semester itself, they conducted the selection process. They selected the students, and in the 8th semester, whoever ready to join the internship opportunity they have given, and that was paid internship. I think slowly we are working on in this direction. 7th semester, if the selection process is over, then 8th semester, they will get paid internship. So that is how, and it is good for the company also. As and when the student pass out, they will get plug and play item. They will be productive from day one, and much of their training cost, can be reduced with this kind of arrangement. So we are doing that.
ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊನೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಈಗ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಇವಾಗ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಕ್ 2 ಟೈರ್ 3 ಟೈರ್ ಆ ಥರದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚಾರ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಒಂದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಬೆಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಶುಡ್ ದೇ ಬಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ವರೀಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಟೈರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಕ್ರೆಡೇಷನ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ?
I don't think that should be a major worry, because even in the best universities, I think the one who thrives well, who sustains it well, who works more studiously than the other will always outbeat the others. I don't think that should be a concern at all. I think there was a time when there was a great divide between, students who came from the rural colleges. The language was a barrier. There was a reason for language to become a barrier. But with technology, permeating their lives and moving into the rural setup, and who is not on Insta and Facebook, and you know what I mean. So they have so much more exposure to technology. I wouldn't say that this divide should ever deter a student or a parent from saying that he didn't do well because of this. Everybody gets an opportunity to learn, everybody gets an opportunity to grow. And I think for us institutions also, as educators who are levelers, what is important is the best performer deserves the best. So I don't think that should ever come up in the way of any parent or any student or any industry for that matter.
Just to add on to this, what Madam said, especially when this tier 2, tier 3 things come, right? I think, see, they have done it because of various reasons. Maybe in some colleges, faculty are really, really good. That's why it may become tier 1, or placement became 200%, so it may become tier 1.
But this 200% is a very tricky one.
It's a very tricky one, yeah.
Because only those who are eligible, out of that there is a percentage.
Correct.
It's not that, anybody, parents come and say, oh, he's taken admission, so placement is guaranteed. No.
Correct.
If he doesn't perform, from where will these people place them? You tell me. Exactly.
So I think, the point what I'm trying to drive here is, I think, don't too much worry about this tier 1, tier 2, as Madam said. But I think what I have seen is, since we do 2,000, 3,000 placements every year, right? I can write and tell you that there are so many tier 2 colleges, right? Engineers, right? Who are in Amazon, or probably who are in Facebook. I'm literally saying, maybe that might not be their first job, right? Because some of these companies itself, they have some criteria saying that only I need to hire IITian if they are fresher engineers. That we can't change. We cannot go and change Amazon saying that you don't do that, right? That's okay, right? Every company will have their hiring standards. But I think once you just join any company from whichever colleges you are, the amount of learning that you get, I think that can give you a path for many good companies in future. So I think you just have to be open on, any kind of colleges to join, and you can still go and join the Cloud9 organization.
It's only hard work which is the mantra.
Yes.
You have hard work, that spirit in you, you thrive anyway.
And not only that, there is no need to, we need not have to differentiate tier 1 or tier 2, that differentiation is not required. Why? Because VTU has our own mechanism to ensure quality in all the affiliated colleges that we are doing.
Right. So, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ 21st century engineering ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
Hello. Hello. Hello, my name is Raji. I just want to ask this question, this being a panel for placement and industry connects. As we all know, the main USP for colleges is placement. Colleges are measured in terms of the placements that they offer. And every college is taking benefits of the placement or the industries that they are inviting. Now here, why VTU cannot come into place, and then there are distinguishes between tier 1 and tier 2 colleges. Why VTU cannot combine these tier 1, tier 2 colleges and make one common placement cell where students from all the different colleges, irrespective of the region, maybe Bangalore or rural engineering colleges also can participate and be connected with the industries, wherein the tier 2, tier 3 colleges students can also participate and showcase their skill sets.
I assume that I think you came late. I explained all this here in the beginning.
I came late.
I explained. I am representing the central placement cell of Visvesvaraya Technological University. The central placement cell is a common platform for the placement needs of the students of all our affiliated colleges. So your concern is addressed here. We have a central placement cell. Apart from the placement opportunities the students get from individual colleges, what we do, central placement cell, is we organize pooled campus drives, pool drives. In this pool drive, all eligible students from all our affiliated colleges are eligible to apply. So we every year almost close to 20-25,000 students, we are placing through centralized placement cell.
So that's a good initiative, but maybe not many parents are aware, or the students. Okay, maybe I may not be aware, but here, why can't you bring in a system very similar to KCET, where the rankings can be allocated? Now, as KCET is a very proven, trusted platform to connect students and the colleges. Similarly, can we also conduct some post-engineering examinations or some tests wherein they also obtain some ranks and be connected with the industries, where industries can pick them, not going to industry.
Well, it's a great privilege and honor for me to meet the legend, Mr. Nambinarayan sir, who's been an inspiration for me.
Organizations, because they have their own criteria because each job.
Well, it's a great.
Possible.
I don't think, if I may add to what he said, I don't think placement is about examinations, Placement is all about your readiness for the market. Placement is all about the other skills and subset, that you kind of acquire for yourself. And I don't think we should make it a common kind of, ranking system. Industry will not accept that part of it. Each industry, like your household, your wife will have a certain expectation from the domestic help that she, employs at home. Another neighborhood house will have a different kind of an expectation setting. So every industry has its criteria, and it is a myth that companies don't look into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. You must have read a lot of HR articles nowadays in the papers which talks very clearly about they find talent in the villages, they find talent in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So I don't see that should be I personally don't feel there should be any kind of a block in that.
And not only that, nowadays companies are not worried about the ranking of the institution, whether it is top one or lower one. They are giving, that's what I said, they are giving equal opportunity for everyone. If the student has stuff, if they are ready to work, then they are ready to take. So there is they are not concerned about the rank of the institution. Most of the companies are not concerned about that.
So we have one last question, I guess. Here, this side.
Hello. My term of examination, in the sense it's an evaluation process. Whatever kind of evaluation process industries accepts, the same thing can be followed, and ranking system can be brought in. Not
I think an HR head would be the right person to answer that question, but I doubt whether the industry would accept,
Definitely they won't accept.
They won't. I mean, he's a placement guy, he will know it better than any of us.
As long as they are not differentiating what is the need for ranking, they are not giving any difference.
Good evening, sir. So, I am a student. So, now we have discussed all about, except student, all we have discussed. But as a student, what are the mistakes that students are committing so that the system, the students also contribute to the downrailing of the system? So what are the mistakes that we are committing as a students, and what must the student take initiative during this 4 years of engineering so that we will give a good contribution to the industry as a whole?
If you ask me the mistakes, what are the mistakes, means the first mistake is not concentrating on your studies. That is the first mistake. If you put effort, if you concentrate on your studies, then future is yours. And mistakes, if you ask, one simple example I will tell you, I think that will be sufficient. When we ask the students to apply for a job, about 10% of the applicants, because see, through centralized placement cell sometimes we get 20-25,000 applications for companies like Infosys, Wipro, etc. At least 10% of the students make mistake in their name or email ID. They make mistake. See, is it possible for a company, is it possible for central placement cell to correct their email ID? No, they won't get the communication, test or interview communication they won't get, because they made mistake in while entering email ID. So these are the mistakes, and so many other mistakes are there. No, see, there is an attitude problem among the engineers. I'm sorry to say this. They think that when this campus selections happens, they're not bothered. Some of them, about 10-20% are not bothered. They think that okay, let me finish first, because after finishing engineering, the world is waiting for me. Such kind of an attitude problem is there. I used to ask the students, how many of you have visited the career pages of various companies? They are not even aware of it. See, there are most of the companies, their career pages are there, their opportunities will be listed, and if they have the patience to send their CV to these 100 companies, I used to say 100 companies you send your CV, maybe one company will call you. So that effort, that is another simple mistake by the students.
Just to add on to this, right? See, for all engineers, there are two aspects in 4 years. You have theory, you have lab, right? Now, how much time do you spend in lab can make a lot of difference, is what I have experienced. Whether if you are a computer programmer, can you write a game in your lab? Can you hack somebody's systems and help your institute that something wrong happened, right? If you are a mechanical engineer, can you explore more things in your lab, right? So I think, because when you come to corporates, nobody is going to ask about your stories. Stories are buried end of the day, right? What they will ask you is what practical exposure you got in those 4 years. I think if you can focus more on labs, right, whichever subject you are opting for, I think that will give you real practical problem solving experience. I think one of the mistake what students do I have seen is, ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಗೋ ಹೋಮ್, ಆರ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಬಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. I think some of these attributes should change and concentrate more on labs. I think it will help.
I think you cease to be a student if you don't make mistakes. Yeah. So please go ahead and make mistakes. It's only from your mistakes that you will learn. And second thing is, for whatever sir has said, I'm just adding on your examination paper. Hall ticket, no, you don't make the mistake of writing the number properly, you lose it. So that's exactly what he said. Email ID, you will not give it, that's gone. That's why we train you for it. Answers when you write to the point, you don't write stories. That is exactly what he said. Otherwise, the marks you will not get. Submit the paper in time. If you are not going to revert to the company in time or respond to the company in time, or when they call for the placements, don't, hand over the profiles in time. That is the third training that we give you during the exams. Now, if you learn from these mistakes, that is all. You will be placed very well in the industry. But do not hesitate to make mistakes is what I would say.
Maybe I will conclude by quoting our former president, late Abdul Kalam ji. He said once, if you become successful by not facing problems, that is victory. But if you become successful by overcoming lot of problems and difficulties, that is history. So you should try to make history, not just victory.
ರೈಟ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮೂವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ. ಇನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ನ CEO ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾದ ಮೂವರು ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ನ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕಿರುಕಾಣಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋರು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ 21st ಸೆಂಚುರಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವರ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಾನೀಗ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್, PhD ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್